Welcome to the Weather Centre. As we start to wrap up the work week, we've seen a fair amount of rainfall across South Africa over the last couple of days, but things are starting to clear out from the west. However, morning rain is still forecast along the south coast with cloudy conditions and the possibility of showers for KwaZulu-Natal and the Eastern Cape. We're also expecting rain through to the Lowveld, but with a partly cloudy and cooler forecast over the northeastern interior. In contrast, we're expecting sunny and warmer conditions in the west with a windy Friday over the interior as well as along the KZN coast. Now, with the rainfall continuing to fall over KwaZulu-Natal, the South African Weather Service have issued a warning for the possibility of localized flooding on Friday, and that's mainly in the areas indicated in the shade of red. They've also issued a watch for gale force southwesterly winds along the coast, and that's between the Kai River mouth and Mputo. Here's our rainfall probability map with up to a 60% chance of rainfall along the parts of the Eastern Cape and KZN coast, with up to a 40% chance of rain as we head further inland, as well as further north through to the Lowveld, but with things starting to dry out from the west. Maximum temperatures peak in the middle and upper 20s over the western part of the country, 22 degrees for Kimberley and Bloemfontein as well as Johannesburg, in the mid-20s for Pretoria, Polokwane and Mahikeng, with a mild day along the KZN coast at 23 and cool between George and East London, all in the upper teens, with a cold day for Bishu at only 15. Along the west coast, we're expecting moderate beach conditions with a fresh southeaster for Namaqualand and Alexander Bay, moderate wind speeds as we head further south with good beach conditions there, and a 1.5 metre south-southwesterly swell with wave heights between 2 and 3 feet. In the southwest, good beach conditions are expected for the Cape Town Atlantic side with a moderate southeaster. Fresh winds are forecast for False Bay with a strong easterly flow for Hermanus and Cape Agulhas, and here we're expecting a 2 metre southeasterly swell. Along the south coast, we're expecting good beach conditions for Plettenberg Bay and Jeffreys Bay, both with moderate winds, but with a fresh easterly wind for Mussel Bay and the possibility of rainfall as we head towards Port Elizabeth. Along the south coast, we're expecting a 2.5 metre southerly swell. Along the east coast, poor beach conditions are expected with cloudy and wet weather in the forecast and an incredibly windy day. Strong to gale for southwesterly winds are expected here, and along the west coast, we'll see quite a large swell of 3.5 metres with wave heights between 4 and 6 feet. That's all from the Weather Centre for now. Have a great Friday.